Hello again. I have another book. I hope the glare isn't too big. It's called Reading to Peanut. It's got a sticker covering part of the word, but it's called Reading to Peanut. Can you see what in that picture, who Peanut is? I bet you have a guess. Yeah, the dog. And here we go. Reading to Peanut by Leda Schubert, illustrated by Amanda Haley. All right. Lucy, who is a girl in the story, the little girl, is the main character, lived with Mom, Dad, and Peanut in a little house with a big yard. And I'll show you the picture. There's Mom and Lucy and her big yard and her doggy, Peanut, and her dad. Looks like they're throwing the ball around, and Peanut's enjoying the play too. See? Here they are. One morning, Lucy said, so you can see me better. There we go. I need to learn to read and write, she said. And Dad said, why? Well, I can't tell you yet, said Lucy. So here she is talking to her dad and saying just what I told you. I want to learn how to read and write. And he's watering the plants, and there's our friend little Peanut. I had a friend who had a dog named Peanut once. She collected her markers and her sticky notes, and she said, let's make signs like in school. So here's Peanut sitting on Daddy's lap, and she got out her markers and sticky notes, and she said, let's make signs. That way you know what things are and learn letters. So Lucy drew a picture on a sticky note, and Dad wrote a word. She drew a picture of her daddy, or dad, and Daddy told her how to spell D-A-D. There's the word there. And she had the picture, and it says D-I-D, and look where she stuck the note. Right on his nose. So she's labeling. Oh, Peanut thinks that's kind of fun too, doesn't he? But guess what happened to the note? It fell off, and oops, Peanut chewed it. Chewed it up. Boop, there it goes. Uh-oh, said Lucy. Well, she drew another picture, and on a sticky, it was on a sticky note, and Dad wrote M-O-M on it. What does that spell? Mom, yeah. And Lucy stuck it, where do you think? This time on Mom's chin. There's her picture of her mommy, or her mom, and Lucy and Peanut think that's pretty fun. And they put it on her chin. So they could say, that's Mom. But guess what happened to the note? It fell off, and Peanut chewed it, right. Silly dog, Lucy said. You're not helping. And she fed him a doggy biscuit. Want to work in the garden, Mom said. Sure, said Lucy. So that's the picture. She's given Peanut a doggy biscuit, and Mommy invites her out to work in the garden. Well, Mom hoed a long row, and Lucy dropped in the seeds. She drew a picture, and Mom wrote P-E-A-S. I'll show you the picture here. Here they are hoeing the garden, getting the ground ready to plant, and then they wrote on the sign P-E-A-S, which spells peas. Next, it's hard for me to read upside down. Next, they planted bean seeds. Lucy drew another picture, and Mom wrote B-E-A-N-S, beans. So she's helping her mommy get everything planted and then putting a label on it. And it looks like Peanut's a part of the whole thing, isn't he? Lucy made up a song. I'm not sure how it's supposed to go, but we'll make it up. Beans and peas and beans, we are planting lots of greens. They planted more seeds. Lucy drew another picture, and Mom wrote, and here they are singing their song together, all holding hands. Even Peanut's on two legs. And Mom wrote C-O-R-N. It's a C with a hard K sound. Corn. And they made a sign for corn too. Thinking about corn makes me hungry, Lucy said, and they hurried inside for lunch. So they've got all these signs throughout the garden, and they were singing and having fun, and then they ran in to have some lunch. While they ate, it started to rain. Peanut barked and barked at the front door, so Lucy let him out. You know how dogs like to bark for different reasons, but one of the reasons is when they need to go out, to go to the bathroom, right? So they let him out, and then they looked at the garden. Uh-oh. When they let Peanut out, he had dug in the muddy garden and mixed up all the seeds. I don't think he ate the seeds. I think what he did is he dug with his doggy paws, and the seeds, instead of being in a straight row like this, they were mixed up. So there was some beans here, some corn here, some beans here, kind of all mixed up. There he is. And Lucy says, "Bad puppy," because he got a little carried away, didn't he? But I guess he didn't know what was going on when he did it. Well, Mom said we can plant again later. First, let's do a sign, said Lucy, and she told Mom what to write. So they're talking about it, and look who's under the table. Aw, Peanut feels bad. But they decided to make the best of it. So they wrote, and Lucy drew a picture and sang. And the word that they spelled, Mixedvegetables, mixed vegetables, right off across the top. And Lucy began to sing again. X and M and L and V are letters I have learned to see. La 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 la. She likes to make songs, and she likes to learn her letters, doesn't she? Well, about that time, Lucy yawned, and Mom wrote, what do you think she wrote? That's a short word. I bet we could sound it out. N-A-P. What do you think about when someone yawns, you think they're kind of sleepy, right? And they might need a nap, right? And that's what Mom suggested. Lucy read the word nap to Peanut. And what did Peanut do? She's showing him the word nap. Look, it's in his mouth already. He chewed it up. Then Lucy lay down on her bed, and Peanut climbed up on the bed too, and they snuggled together. And Lucy sang, "Peanut's climbing on my lap, we will take a little nap." And Mom read a story, and Lucy and Peanut fell asleep. There they are cuddling and singing, and Mom's reading the story. Isn't that sweet? I love it when doggies cuddle. Well, when they woke, the sun came out, and Mom and Lucy replanted the vegetables. So they're out in the garden. They're putting the vegetables back in the garden because they got kind of scrambled up. Peanut's watching. And then Dad grilled hamburgers. Does that happen at your house sometimes? Yeah, Dad grilled hamburgers while Mom and Lucy wrote E-A-T on a sticky note. You know, that one's a little bit different sound. It looks like eat, but it's actually eat. And they wrote it on a sticky note. Look who already has that sticky note. Well, they wrote eat on a sticky note, and Peanut chewed it, and Lucy laughed. "He's learning to read too," she said. And here they are laughing and enjoying their hamburgers and their picnic dinner. There's Dad grilling, and Mom and Lucy, and they're having a nice time. For the next few weeks, Lucy, Mom, and Dad made signs, and Lucy read them all to Peanut. And here's the pictures. Let's see if I can read them. I'm going to look at them first so I can read them upside down. Here's a picture of a bone, and it says B-O-N-E. Shoe. Let's see. This one says ball, and you can see him looking at the ball. And they're going to play. This one says sleepy when they're on the floor together, and Peanut looks sleepy. There's some more seeds Looks like, oh no, they're not seeds. They're tree and something else that I can't read. Maybe bird. But some more sticky notes, okay? She worked hard copying letters and words. And finally, she was ready, and just in time, too. I'm going to just read to you what some of these sticky notes are. Here she is on the floor writing away while Peanut is curled in a little ball next to her. And she's hugging Peanut here. And some of the words she writes is veggies, you, love you, Peanut. And she writes the alphabet, and she writes happy. And here it says, I love Peanut. And she has that on him. And he's hugging and she's hugging. Isn't that nice? Well, she finally said she was ready and just in time. We're not sure exactly what she means, but we'll find out. She asked Mom to help her in the kitchen. Together they cooked beans, corn, carrots, and peas along with eggs and cheese. Lucy shaped it all into a cake and placed it in Peanut's bowl. But she didn't let him eat it. Not yet. So here's Mom helping her on the stove. And after Dad's on his computer. And here she's putting everything in Peanut's bowl. Peanut's sniffing like, what's going on here? You know, they can smell. Those dogs smell really good, don't they? Better than we do. She said, not yet. I'm getting everything ready. She had a bigger surprise that she had made all by herself. A birthday card for Peanut. So she had been getting ready all along because she knew his birthday was coming up. And there it says, Peanut from, oh, am I reading it right? Yeah, from Lucy, to Peanut from Lucy. And on the inside of the card it says, happy birthday, she's going to read it out loud to him. Happy birthday to you, I love you, I do. We all grew some veggies and these are for you. And there she's reading the card to Peanut, who seems quite attentive. He's really listening. You did it, Dad said. You learned to read and write, and now I know why. It was important, Lucy said proudly. She put the card on the shelf where Peanut couldn't reach it, and he ate his cake instead. There, her parents are so proud of her. She practiced all those letters and practiced writing over and over and wrote things repeatedly, used the sticky notes, and there it was all to celebrate Peanut's birthday. And he's eating his cake, and the card is on the shelf, so he won't eat the card that she worked so hard on. Well, that night Mom wrote good night on a card, and Lucy drew a moon and climbed into bed, where she made one more sign. And here there's Mom wrote the word good night, G-O-O-D, and then the next word is N-I-G-H-T. Yeah. And there they are together. And there's Peanut on the bed. They're getting ready for bed. And then she made the one more sign. She drew a heart and wrote the word K-I-S-S. Do you know what that spells? K is K, I, and then two S's together make S, K, S, kiss, right? She wrote the word kiss. Mom kissed Lucy, Lucy kissed Mom, and Peanut kissed everybody. That's how doggies kiss, right? They use their tongue, and they look very happy together. And there's the word, K-I-S-S. And that's the end of the story. And here, this is just a picture of Mom peeking in the room and seeing that Lucy and Peanut are sound asleep. And there's the card she made with the moon and the word good night, words, good night. And so that's how Lucy taught herself to spell. Now, she probably already knew her letters because she was able to write them down and put them in order a little bit with some help. But she began to learn how to put them in order so they sounded like words, and that helped her learn so she could wish Peanut a happy birthday. I hope you liked it. I'll see you later. Bye.